Huh? I'm gonna try one round. Right. If I don't
Teach me how to grapple.
Teach me how to grapple. Teach me how to grapple.
Couch is my name.
Is it really?
I work everywhere.
Really? That's an interesting name.
It's your couch.
Oh, cool. Now that makes sense.
So, DAG is something that I've been involved with for about 3 years now. I got involved with it when a friend went to an anime convention, found some sleeping samurai people, another foam sport, another LARP. We went to the park, turns out we went to the wrong park, and the park was full of Dagorhir. We went and talked to everybody, filled out some pretty extensive waivers.
There's one behind you the whole time.
So LARPing stands for live action roleplay. It's an immersive activity in which you costume yourself, you give yourself armor, you go out and do quests, different storylines. Dagorhir specifically is from J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Dagorhir actually means battle lords or battle kings in the Elvish language of his fictional universe. The sport itself is where a lot of people just kind of congregate together and hit each other with foam swords over and over again. It's just a way to kind of get together and do one activity that involves being really, really nerdy, but also being a little bit more physical than just sitting at home playing D&D. Dagorhir, the game, allows for anything that happens before the year 1500 to take place. I'm actually part of a unit that is Norse. We're called the Herseers. We go out and basically be Vikings. People just kind of dress in whatever type of garb they want, and garb just means clothing particular to the time period. You can make your garb, you can buy your garb. People kind of get it from a lot of different places. Generally, anything you can get from a Renaissance festival or fair would work. There is a group called Amtgard. They are a separate game, separate from Dagorhir, but very similar. And they actually have, as a part of their game, they have fighting as a part of their game. They also have arts and sciences. And so they have competitions in which you make garb or armor. And so there's people that can make beautiful linen tunics, belt favors, pouches, all kinds of craziness. But it's really another aspect of the game that you can get into crafting. The only limits are the limits of your own imagination. So people make garb out of pretty much anything. Belt favors are something you wear on your belt. They're used to symbolize different things. I have 2 belt favors. I have the Mjolnir belt favor that is a blue background with a silver and white Mjolnir on it that symbolizes my rank as a Thane in the Herseers. I have a Folkvanger one from the chapter that I am president of. Everyone who is event staff for Folkvanger events gets one of those. A lot of people do get injured fighting. I mean, you break bones, you sprain things, you can get really injured fighting. Playing DAG, the worst that I personally have been injured is I broke a rib.
Oh. Sorry, you okay? You alright? You okay? You alright? Got him.
The reason why I really don't like springtime is I have really bad asthma. In the springtime, I've had several really bad asthma attacks. Coupled with my allergies, it's not a great time to be doing rigorous physical activity. So I participate in what's called heralding. Heralds are the referees of the game. So when I get to herald, I still get to be right in the middle of it, right in all of the battling. It gives me a way to participate, because if I can't do the things that I want to do, what's the point? I do have to take my daily controller medication for my asthma. I also have to take a secondary bronchodilator, which assists me in being able to breathe. And I have to have my inhaler there with me. I have passed out on the field more than one occasion. With my asthma, I've kind of learned that if the pollen is too high, or if I've been doing too much rigorous activity, probably I should sit down or have some water, use my inhaler, make sure I can breathe before getting back out there. Little guy. Oh, you smell like lavender. I actually have a service dog for my asthma. His name is Jack, and he's adorable. And basically is the only reason why I can go and fight in DAG, because I have basically someone to watch me watch my back, make sure that I don't just collapse in a fit of being unable to breathe. He helps me from day to day, reminds me to take my medications, assists me with daily tasks, tells me to take my inhaler if I need it. And again, he figures it out way before I do. He'll pull me out of a situation before the situation develops. Because if, for example, I go outside and there is too much pollen and my body starts reacting aggressively, he will make sure that I get put into a safe spot. So he will yank on my leash or yank on me until I go back into the house. When Jack is working, he will have his vest on. It's bright red. It says "Do not pet." It also says "Service dog," because he's very fluffy and people want to play with him. He will make sure that he's on the lookout. He also behaves in a certain way. He will walk near me. He will make sure not to be distracted by people or animals, or, I mean, you could throw a tennis ball in front of him and he wouldn't chase it. When he does not have his vest on, he is in at-home mode. He is not working. He will still tell me to take my medication precisely at the time that I need to, because dogs have wonderful internal clocks, but he can maintain a less proper decorum. For example, snuggling, hanging out. If you throw balls or decide to play with him, he can play and be a normal dog and have a normal dog life. But when we go out and he's vested, he understands that he is 100% invested in making sure that I'm okay. If I didn't have him, I think I would still need to be managed with a third party, or I would have to nebulize constantly, which I did before I had him. So a nebulizer is a large breathing machine that makes a very loud noise. It's essentially an air compressor that allows you to inhale medication into your lungs. It's very time consuming. You spend 20 minutes hooked up to a breathing machine that, one, makes a noise too loud for you to be able to watch TV or concentrate on studying, and two, scares every living thing inside away. I remember in my old apartment complex I actually had a noise complaint for the nebulizer. They were asking me not to run my air compressor late at night. I had to explain to them what it was and that it was medically necessary, and they became really uncomfortable after I explained that to them, because it's just generally an unpleasant thing. Nebulizers are usually used for babies and children, and people with childhood asthma generally outgrow the need for them. However, I never outgrew the need for it, and so to this day I still nebulize about once a week, but that was something I used to have to do once or twice a day.
No! Give us the dead! Give us the dead!
Through the sport existing for so long, and through basically the worst trial and error that has existed, we figured out what is and is not safe to play with. Every 30 to 45 minutes, they will tell everyone, okay, water break. And they just kind of shut down the park real quick. Everyone goes and drinks water, does whatever it is that they want to do. The whole purpose of Dagger here, first and foremost, is to ensure the safety of everyone while playing this sport. That's why we have a set of rules. That's why we have all of this. I know for a fact that anytime I feel like I can't participate, no one is going to tell me that I'm a baby for not participating, because again, the whole point of this is to make sure that everyone can safely participate in whatever it is that they want to. So we have people who have injuries or pre-existing conditions that come out and try to fight, but we all try to make sure that we take care of ourselves.
Do you want me to find more dramatic?